candy.
Dragula Titans recap in 5 minutes, season finale. So the Boulay brothers open up. Nope. So the Boulay brothers. That's hard to say. So the Boulay brothers do their typical opening for a finale where they sit in front of a camera and read off the cue cards. It's cute. It feels more like filler and something that they need to do for time. The top 3 walk in and they recap last week and the weeks before, and they say why they should be top 3 and why they have worked so hard to be where they are right now. It's all typical top 3, top 4 kind of stuff when you are watching these types of competitions. They are called to the main stage and they find out that they are going to be doing a podcast with the Boulay brothers and a final floor show that incorporates all the tenets of Dragula. That means drag, filth, horror, and glamour. I don't know why I always forget glamour, but that is a thing. The floor show will not be split up like it has been done in the past where they do filth and then horror and then glamour. No, they're going to incorporate all those things into one big floor show. Now, I'm not sure why they did it this way. Maybe just to trip up the performers, but They'll also be doing this floor show while they'll be lip syncing to the Boulay brothers' new song, Ascension. If you've been watching my channel, you know I'm not a fan of lip syncs on Dragula. I feel like these particular type of performers should be able to create the look, create the sound, I feel like they should be able to do what they do as their final floor show instead of, here's our song, lip sync to this, and make sure that you lip sync it well while still doing the thing that we're saying that makes you exclusively you. I don't know. It shows their personality more if they're allowed to do a song that they're closer to that will represent them. Am I crazy for saying that? I don't know.
Okay, I'm done.
The good part about this is that they're all allowed to use the entire production, meaning they can use background performers, special effects, video, all kind of stuff. So we get to the podcast. Now, I don't want to be this guy. I really don't. I hate this. I hate it when they do it on Drag Race. It all feels very canned. It all feels very performative. Like, oh, let's ask these questions. You know, some of the questions were harder edged, but for the most part, it was silly. I get it. Let's relax. Let's breathe. But it's like, I don't know. I kind of hated it. And I think it went on for far too long. I think they could have put a fright feed in there somewhere. It was all very like, we got to ask y'all these questions anyway, but we know who we want to win. You know what I mean? Like it just all felt very performative. So we get to the workroom and they start with Coco and they talk about, oh, well, this is my Black Widow look. And they talk about, you know, things that are going to go into it. But then they also bring up why combining all 4 tenets of Dragula is going to make this a lot more complicated.
It's easy to break down, I feel like, the tenets of Dragula when you have 3 separate chances to do so. When you combine all those elements of Dragula into one, I feel like that can be a little bit more complicated because some of us in this competition excel at specific tenets. Separating
all the tenets and making them work and do 4 tenets of Dragula, really gives insight. And they could have cut that fucking podcast shorter so that they could have done something like that. But no, we got to have the podcast and then we got to have, anyway. So then we get to Hoso, and Hoso seems to also be doing a insect. The description isn't as interesting. I don't know. Cocoon, I don't know. We find out later. Then they get to Victoria and they're doing a, growing up thing. And it all sounds very interesting and heartfelt, but I'm trying to find all 4 tenets of Dragula in what they are talking about doing. I don't know. So we get to the floor show and the Boulays look incredible. This is a beautiful dress. The construction on this thing is crazy. Their hair looks great. The makeup is beat. They look really, really good tonight. So my favorites tonight were Coco and Victoria. I really enjoyed Hoso's performance of the song, but something about the look, I think the look started off really, really strong, and it was really, really intimidating and scary, and then they broke out of the thing that was the good part, and it became a black bodysuit. I don't know. Listen, please, I love Hoso, but I didn't think that the reveal was all that revealing. Victoria, on the other hand, went all out with the story and used the entirety. Victoria seemed like she was the only one that used the whole production staff. Like there were special effects and pyrotechnics and video and audio. It was all very immersive. And while I enjoyed all that, I did not like Victoria's look. I thought the show itself was Broadway, but the look, I got it. We understood it, but the look, the actual garment that Victoria had on, then I think about Coco, whose look was pretty incredible with these spider legs and still somehow looked glamorous and scary. Kind of gross because she's like feeding on the guys and they're like in her web, and the video, you know, Coco didn't use as much of the stage as the other people did. It was just Coco for the most part. Everybody, like her victims were just laying there mostly, but the lip sync is flawless. The look is flawless. I mean, it was everything. The look, the lip sync, everything was flawless. I think Coco could have used the space better. After the floor show, the Boulets reflect on past seasons and why this season of Dragula Titans is the end of an era, and why moving on is the only thing to do at this point.
I look at this season of Titans as a celebration of everything we've done before this, and a closing of the Boulet Brothers Dragula Chapter 1. This is the end of an era. There's so much more Dragula to come, but I think it's time to change things up a little bit.
After all this, we find out that Victoria Elizabeth Black is the winner. Duh. These are three of the most amazing drag performers I've ever seen on TV or otherwise. This is some good shit. This was a hard decision. I don't think that the Boulets made it easy for themselves, while at the same time, I feel like they had the decision pretty much made at the podcast. That's just my opinion. Congratulations to Victoria Elizabeth Black on your win, and congratulations to everybody else on the season that got to show exactly who they are and represent for their particular style of drag, and maybe for an entire community. And please go follow all of these performers, respect them, respect their space, respect their time, respect their money, contribute to what you see, you know, pay these bitches. Hopefully, I don't know if you'll see me again for another season of this, but maybe, I don't know. I'm absolutely not doing Drag Race 15. Goodbye.
Candy, candy.